You know, a part of me would really, really like to believe that in the final circle of hell or whatever particular nasty afterlife you folks at home might believe in, that it's just got a completely outrageously loud track of Nyan Cat playing on repeat for all eternity, and you're just surrounded by Pop-Tarts and gummy bears or something. But, yeah, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Larry the Chupacabra, and we're back for some more games, and, well, I decided we're gonna start a new series where we play stuff off of free stuff off of the Windows store, you know, the Windows App Store that they have attached to everything that is related to Windows now, and it started with Windows 8.1, and we're gonna start this out by, well, playing some of the top free games that are on the front page, and one of those top games is Nyan Cat the Game, which is created by a young man called Ryder Donahue, who is out of Hawaii, who does this as sort of his passion, and he created this as part of like one of the Windows 8.1 contests, I guess. And it's a Flappy Bird type game with Nyan Cat. And word to the wise out there, just as a side note, the people who invented Nyan Cat have already sued Warner Brothers for using this unlicensed. So, maybe be careful when you decide to make something with Nyan Cat. Maybe say words to those two. I don't necessarily know if they care because it's free, but, you know, it's ad supported and they might think they're due some of that ad money. I don't know. I can certainly say that I've played free games before, and I had people email me about who the heck made it, and if I was the one that made it because they're mad, and I'm like, no, I'm just the messenger, man. Don't get saucy with me. So yeah, let's play some Nyan Cat. So, I don't know if you've ever been in the intergalactic world, but out in space, cats like to run on a very weird sort of rainbow juice. And I don't necessarily know what the deal is with space cats in particular, but they need rainbow juice, and they only have 2 hops between rainbow recharge platforms before they need to land or they'll die. Because that's just how rainbow cats work, I guess. I know that my cat personally runs on a combination of hard cat food, tuna, and hatred for all things living outside, especially birds. That is for sure. So yeah, that's our goal. Is basically we just hop through the galaxy, nyaning all over the place until we fall to our death. And our goal, I suppose, is to gather as many of these toaster strudel Pop-Tarts as physically possible, so that we can get like ultra space diabetes, the best kind of diabetes. And of course, depending on how far you get and how many points you accrue, you get different power-ups. Like right now, as I collect Pop-Tarts, I get Pop-Tart farting powers that propel me up into the air, like I just legally am not allowed to care due to contractual obligations from my publisher. And yeah, they help you get further and further in the game. And I mean, it's alright for a Flappy Bird type game. I mean, the trouble I have with a lot of games like this is really one of those games that you see more on mobile platforms, you know? On phones, they're more of a time killer when you're like on the train, on the bus, in the passenger seat of the car, waiting to get to work or something. That's really the kind of gameplay that this is. So this gets pretty boring on PC, I will say. I mean, it's free, I guess what do I want, but one thing that I always like to say to indie creators is, one of the things you should always be looking at is how can you change your game to set it apart from all of the other 50 dozen Flappy Bird clones out there, because there are an extreme number of them. There really are. So, I mean, what could you do with this? I mean, you could probably have it like Robot Unicorn Attack, where there's just a variety of different platforms that you end up running on. and different power-ups that you can grab while you're in here that are not really determined by your score, because, you know, how well you do in this is somewhat arbitrary. So, just a variety of different sort of gameplay mechanics to provide some more, just, well, variety would be a key factor in games like this. Maybe you could unlock different environments if you score high enough, and after you unlock the first one, it tells you, and you can sort of see what it takes to get to that next point. Maybe you could make a side character for Nyan Cat that goes on adventures with them. I don't know. The other thing I would say is the full screen support for this game is really, really bad. It is really not very good. Like, I don't know if you saw that, but it really wants to behave like it's still in a little window. And Ryder Donahue said it just got a big old honkin' update, so I don't know. That kind of makes me a little bit of the saucy, because it don't work so good, even then. Now, the frame rate's not bad, and you're watching this in a sweet, delicious 60 frames per second, but aside from that, it could use some polish. It could use some work. So yeah, this is Nyan Cat. It's a bit of a one-trick pony, like any sort of clicker-flapper, endless, nyaning type game would be. So, you know, take it as it is. If this is something you like, if you're really a huge fan of Nyan Cat, I personally am not. I find it extremely annoying. But hey, if this is your thing, by all means, do the stuff with the things. It's free. It's ad-supported. There's an ad right now that you won't be able to see because I'm going to edit them out because I find them annoying in video recordings. It's an ad for Big Farm, which I don't know what that is. It sounds like Farmville, but with some chick who's barely wearing clothes. So, you know, 10 out of 10 material, obviously. So that's it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I've been your host, Larry the Chupacabra. You can find a link to this game in the description. If I can directly link to the Microsoft Windows Store, maybe it's like iTunes, I don't necessarily know. And you'll also get a link to Ryder Donahue's little website. He's got a cute little website where you can see that he's actually made a bunch of Flash games, too. So, hey, I mean, good on him that he's continuing with his passion. A lot of people kind of give up on that after a while. And I just totally beat my highest score by, like, double. Yeah, look at that. Fancy. Alright, but yeah, that's it for this one. Like, subscribe, and check it out, and I'll catch you guys and gals next time. Toodles!